Dr. Karen. Welcome to Second Chance Living with Dr. Karen and living in our second chances and our miracles with our accomplishments. Everything that you want to have for your life is possible. It's possible. And we have so many people that have the stories about those possibilities. I have a wonderful guest with me today, and I met him probably over 20 years ago, but since then, we had actually an opportunity to be guests together on a panel with a mutual friend and Pastor Nelson Henry. And it's just like the connection is wonderful. I just love to see what he's doing. And now, since I have not actually been connected to him in about 5 or 6 years, I had an opportunity to read his bio. Now, I want to share some of this with you. A lot of times I don't read full bios, but the bio is absolutely a blessing in itself. It says Dr. Eddie Connor is a survivor of stage 4 cancer and empowers people to overcome obstacles. He is a college professor, international speaker, and pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in Detroit, Michigan. Dr. Eddie is the visionary of the Access Identity Conference, which has led to registrants from 24 states and 13 countries. As the founder of the Eagles Academy, he facilitates master classes to increase your ideas, impact, and influence. Dr. Eddie is a best-selling author of 19 books and shares his story, in the New York Times best-selling book, Reach 40 Black Men Speak on Leading, and Succeeding. He has been featured on ABC, BET, CBS, Ebony, Fox, Jet, Lifetime TV, NBC, PBS, the Steve Harvey TV show, the Tom Joyner show, the Huffington Post, Mentoring Kings, WeTV, and USA Today. He has been a guest on The Potter's Touch and was an empowerment speaker at Bishop T.D. Jakes' MegaFest. He is an Emmy Award winner, co-starring in the film Always Detroit Basketball. He has also featured in the acclaimed BET documentary, It Takes a Village to Raise Detroit. I'm going to stop right there. I want to welcome to our platform Dr. Eddie Connor. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
It's an honor. It's an honor to be with you. You're doing such amazing work, the voice of choice in your community and representing the kingdom. So
Yes.
I
Thank
appreciate
you. It's wonderful. Listen, looking at everything that you've accomplished, I could ask you how much more have you done? And I'm sure there's more.
it.
But the thing is I first heard you speak, you were giving your testimonial about surviving stage 4 cancer. And how long ago has that been? Over 15 years ago?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, so that's when I first heard you speak. And when I heard it that time, I was really engaged. I really knew that that was a true miracle. And since then, of course, our paths have crossed, which is such a blessing. But I'm telling you, sir, you have taken your testimony, you've taken your story, and you have done magnificent things with it. And I know for sure that God is absolutely pleased with this for sure. So, what I like to discuss with you is you have a new book. You have a book that was just released, and it is called Know Your No. Now, listen, I am going to let you get into it because I read the different bullets about the book. I have a conference that I teach, a class that I teach called The Power of No. And
Mm,
so when I saw the title of your book, I said, okay, I like this. I love this. So tell us a little bit about the book and what you want us to understand about Know Your No.
without a doubt. I'm so blessed that the book has just really received such great reception, locally and nationally. And it's gone number one on Amazon, which is a tremendous blessing. And the whole aspect of Know Your No is how to build healthy boundaries and love without losing yourself. And so often we are individuals who are overextending ourselves. We're swimming oceans for people who wouldn't jump puddles for us. We're bending over backwards for people who wouldn't be our chiropractor because we have been so engaged and raised to say yes for the sake of maintaining peace. When to a certain degree, it disturbs and disrupts our peace. I'd like to believe that no doesn't come with an explanation. No
Hmm.
doesn't come with a comma. It comes with a period. If we really want to get funky, it comes with an exclamation point. And when we really move into a place of self-preservation and kind of become over protective with ourselves, we now are able to cut the cords and the strings of individuals who want to treat us like Pinocchio when we ought to be Geppetto. You know,
Mm,
people who are upset about you having boundaries are the ones who can no longer control you. They can't manipulate you anymore. And so, being out of the hands of those who are narcissistic and moving into a place of emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, relational intelligence, being able to sit with yourself, doing an emotional audit, finding out what it is that you need, and all the things that are now causing you to and causing people to make more withdrawals than deposits in your life that leave you emotionally bankrupt. I like to believe we all have an emotional savings account. We have to
yes.
make sure that we budget it wisely so that our time, our energy, and our attention is in sight.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what, Dr. Eddie, what I have found out, even with myself in the past, I had a problem saying no
Mhm,
because I was worried about someone being upset with me or being mad at me, you know. And you know good and well you should have said no. Even as simple as people always calling you to do something for them and you complain every time they call, but you don't say no.
mm.
How does the no and the self-esteem work together?
Yeah. One of the things I think about, and even as I show the visual aid, so people can kind of get a
Hmm.
conception of what the book looks like, that moves us into a place of where we now believe that we are enough. See, a lot of times we just go along to get along, and we want to go along with everyone's program because we don't have the courage to go alone. So
Hmm.
we go along because we won't go alone. And when we understand that we are enough, that we don't have to allow people's opinions to become our prison, we have the courage to go alone. Understanding that when we have the courage to go alone, God's going to send the right people who are going to support us. Sometimes God has a different methodology when it comes to mathematics. He
Hmm.
adds by subtracting. He multiplies by dividing. And when we get to that particular place of us understanding there's a difference between niceness and kindness,
Hmm.
we're now able to delineate that. Niceness oftentimes calls us to be nice nasty. We're showing outwardly that we approve it, but inside we have resentment. Niceness says I have a wishbone. Kindness says I have a backbone. Even in scripture, Dr. Karen, you will never even find the word nice.
Right.
There is no
Right.
scripture in the Bible that
There
says
isn't.
nice. It says
Right.
be kind one to another.
Yes.
So that kindness speaks to the fact that I have a backbone. I have boundaries. I'm drawing a line in the sand and I'm not backing up from it. I'm not jumping the line that I've drawn in the sand. I'm not doing the moonwalk. I'm not doing the electric slide. I'm not doing the Tamiya hustle away from my boundaries. This is what it is. This is what I adhere to. And this is what I expect you to adhere to. And here's the thing, we can't expect anybody to adhere to our boundaries if we don't adhere to our own boundaries. Before I have a
Hmm.
boundary line with other people, am
Hmm.
I willing to say no to certain things in my own life that now impedes my progress?
Right. Right. I mean, absolutely that makes sense. And I'm listening to what you're saying because why should you? Why should anyone respect my boundaries
Mhm,
when I'm really not respecting my own and afraid to have boundaries? Because, especially with people that have ever suffered rejection in their life, it is you don't have a boundary. You think you do, but when you're afraid of being rejected, then it's really a dangerous place. And I honestly been there. I've had bad dreams about it. They had different things. And I found out that, and I may be wrong, you can correct me, that no is okay. Like you said, it should be a period. That's it. You don't all have to owe an explanation. You can be kind, like you said, and be nice and say, no, I'm not going to be able to this time. And then I pray you find a solution. But people always tell me that yes should come with a cost. If you
Mm,
decide to say yes, it should come with a cost. And that cost should be that you feel comfortable with it, that it is fruitful for you, that it's going to add to your success, not because someone is forcing you to say yes.
I agree. Yeah, it does come with a cost. It should come with a cost. And when I think about that, even the more no's that we're able to say to ourselves and to our own ideas and our own emotions specifically that are not going to be fruitful goes to that particular place of not my will, but thy will be done. I remember
Mhm.
my eighth grade middle school teacher. She told me, said, Eddie, your biggest problem in life, and I write about this in the book. She said, your biggest problem in life will be that you have a problem saying no. She saw that even in the eighth grade, I had such a big heart. I was giving people my lunch money. I was letting people cheat off of my test. And I get now wounded for my own transgressions.
Yeah.
You see? And so, because of all of that, now it kind of followed me in life to where I was exhausted, to where I felt overextended, to where I felt like the world was now making me claustrophobic because the
Mhm,
walls were all closing in. And
mhm.
until I began to draw a line in the sand and now begin to say, I can't be any good to you unless I'm first good to myself. I got to put on my own mask first before I ever extend one to you. And I can't allow other individuals just to siphon from me and leech off of me and all these particular things. I have to now say yes to myself by saying no to you. Doesn't mean that I'm mean. It just means I mean what I say.
What was your aha moment? What made you see that in yourself? Because I'm a big heart. I have a big heart. I like to give, and I had to find a way to just stop it. But what was your aha moment?
Ooh, I would say my aha moment really became to the place where I started pastoring, where it said, you know, I can't do everything,
Hmm.
all things to everybody else. I can't pour from an empty cup, much less in the people who have holes in their cup,
Mm,
feasting my poor. And now I become poor. I'm the one passing over opportunities repeatedly. And so I
right.
had to really make sure that I had guardrails, guidelines, even stringent ones that even people may have been upset by it. But my work is more, or the work of what it is that I'm called to do, and also the self care is more preeminent than anything else.
Hmm.
So I had to really be very pragmatic and have my steps ordered more now than ever before so that I could be what I need to be to the people who need me the most.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And you do find yourself not being able to work with the people that are really called to you
Mhm.
because so much other stuff is taken over. And
Yeah.
I found out that a lot of people that I said a lot of yeses to, when I really needed them, their assistance, their knowledge, they weren't there. They were there when they needed me. So,
Mhm.
you learn a lesson sometimes the hard way. And, for some people, it's hurtful, but you move on. You know, you are a man of a miracle, obviously, and that is part of what I found out about you first, and I'm sure other people know. This platform is Second Chance Living with Dr. Karen. Can you speak just for a few minutes about what you found about second chances and how you would how you would encourage someone to walk in their second chances every moment that they can?
Without a doubt. And I'm a miracle talking to a miracle.
Hmm.
You've gotten a second chance.
Yes.
God as well, and the power of his healing to where he was able to tell the devil no. You still got more yeses to say for life and that more abundantly. And I had to realize that being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, my own biological father never visited me. And one day in the hospital, the people I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me, sitting on the sideline expecting my demise. And because of God's healing power and the second chance, I was able to shift a test into a testimony. Misery became ministry. My mess became a message. Stumbling blocks became stepping stones. God gives grace for your grief. The tragedy became a strategy. And in that particular aspect, seeing that as long as I have a pulse, I have a purpose.
Mm,
If you're not dead, God isn't done. And as long as you have life, that you have an opportunity to be able to go for whatever that dream is, that vision, that idea, that ideal that lives on the inside of you. And you've got to take life by the horns. You've got to roll up your sleeves. You got to do the work that most people won't see. You've got to understand that God develops you in the dark. It is
mhm,
in the places where not where you're just shining, and to not where you're just getting exposure, but God develops you in the place of hardship. He develops you in the place of the abuse and the misuse and the mishandling and the negative diagnosis and the terminal illness to let you know that this sickness is not unto death, but that the glory of the Lord might be revealed thereby. Because all of us are a red box and a gold bowl. The
mm,
tragedy is to be gifted, but to never open the package. And there are people who I'm talking to that you have opened the package. But the question is, what are you doing with the gift that God gave you?
yes.
And so to be able to stir up that gift, to be able to understand that you got to treasure an earthen vessel and go for it. The more times people tell you no, it just means new opportunity. No is on backwards. Got to be on to the next one. I got to be on to the next opportunity of what it is that God gave me. And I'm going for it. You got to go
Yeah.
for it by any means necessary.
Got to go for it. Yes. And that is absolutely blessed. And we are two miracles talking to each other.
Right,
I
right.
listen, I sometimes talk to people and I say, it's a lot of different things that I could think about every day. And being someone that my children had to tell me, my adult children had to tell me, well, mom, they told us you were dead.
Mm,
And I'm listening to them. I'm going, like, what? I knew I woke up in a hospital. I knew, what happened and in a coma almost 3 months, in a coma almost 3 months, full life support. And I had to really, it took me a minute to get that together within myself. Other people saw me as a miracle, but I needed to see it.
mm,
And one day, it just hit me. It just hit me, Dr. Eddie. It hit me. And every day when something tries to come against me, I remind me that nope, this is not what God woke me up for. This is not it. And I got to continually move on. And I had a lot of catching up to do and I'm working on it, but that's it. I got to do everything that God said. And like you said, get out there, work your gift, start doing what you were supposed to do. And because it's still there. If you're still living, it's still in you. If you're still breathing, it's still there. So, I mean, and that's it. So, sir, I appreciate your time so much. And we will definitely get together again very soon. I'm so blessed to find out that you are pastoring and ministry here in the city of Detroit, and you can be guaranteed that I'm going to walk in there one day and I'm going to let you know the day I'm coming. So thank you so much. So, how do you want people to find you? I'm going to have the book link and everything in your description, but how do you want people to follow you, or what information would you like to give so people can contact you?
I have to say thank you once again just for the opportunity, the space and place to share on your powerful platform. And I know all of your viewers are blessed just by your voice and just what it is, the victory that you inject into your audience. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to share. I like to say the revolution not only be televised, it'll be digitized so people can connect with me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at Eddie Connor Jr. EddieConnorJr. And then, of course, go ahead and support the book. Know Your No. It's available on Amazon. It's available. You can get signed copies at my website, eddieconnor.com. And I'd be glad to mail a copy to you. I know it's going to empower you. And don't just stop there, but join us at my church where I'm pastoring, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry, right here in the city of Detroit, 20470 Hubble Street is where we're saving you a seat. I love to say a church alive is worth the drive, and our ministry is totally yet alive. We're doing great work within the four walls of the church. We've been able to feed close to 18,000 people in just 8 months of where it is that I've been serving as the pastor. And we're going to do even greater things, greater works in these shall ye do. And so,
Yes.
part of the remnant is rising. I want you to run to the remnant. Check us out 10 a.m. on Sundays, 7 p.m. on Tuesdays for Bible class.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you again, sir. It's wonderful. I cannot wait to get over there and see you. And again, everyone, we want to thank you for being here. And you have been listening to my wonderful guest and friend, Mr. Eddie, Dr. Eddie Connor. And you go check him out. The description is in the email for you, in this description for this video, for you to purchase his book. You don't want to miss that opportunity. Follow him and get what you need to understand your no. We want to understand you. We want to understand your no. And you want to know when to say yes, when to say no. Know your no. Powerful. Thank you very much. This has been Dr. Karen again. And until next time, remember that every day you live is a second chance at life.